Public Defender. The public defender is a public servant employed by you and responsible for giving legal aid without cost to any person who seeks it and is financially unable to employ private counsel. It is his duty to defend those accused of crime until they are proved guilty by law. I wonder how many times you and I have said after glancing at the headlines, "Too bad. I feel sorry for the man, but it could never happen to me." That's what Carl Hopkins would have said. He was an average man with an average outlook. He lived a narrow existence in a deep rut. Carl never had much to say.
Smells like rain. Hope Roberta got the wash in. I'm home, honey. I was right. Did you get the wash in? Paper says it's gonna rain. Those bums. Lost another one. Roberta, where are you? Guess she's mad about this morning. Giving me the silent treatment. A husband and wife are entitled to an argument once in a while. Maybe she's getting the wash. Roberta, you out there? Women. Always getting their feelings in an uproar over nothing. Burnt. Now we'll have to eat out. If there's anything I hate, it's to eat out. The prices they get nowadays. Maybe she's putting on her face. I guess I never will understand women. Baby, I'm sorry about what happened this morning. Roberta. They'll think I did it. They'll think I shot her. I gotta get out of here. They'll say I did it. I didn't do it. I gotta get away. Put it on the table. Drop it. Yours? I wasn't here. I didn't shoot her.
Front door locked?
I don't know. You gotta believe me.
Inside. Sit down there. Thanks. That him?
Yeah.
Did you find anything?
He had his gun on him. Take a look in there. I'll stay with him.
Can we come in now? I told the other policeman Henry was just getting over a cold and that he shouldn't be out in the night
Sorry,
air.
but you'll have to wait outside. Regulations.
Well, I don't see what harm it'll do. After all, you wouldn't even be here if I hadn't heard the shots and called you.
We appreciate your cooperation.
Knew right away what had happened. Been expecting it for months. She is dead.
I suggest you wait at home. We'll call you when we need more information. Mrs.
The name's Bell. Myrtis Bell with an E.
Yes, Mrs. Bell.
Look at him sitting over there blubbering. And after what he's done. What's he got to be crying for?
I don't know. How would you feel if you just shot your husband?
Yeah, of course, put him on. Yes, Harris? They did, huh? No other prints? Good. Send one of your boys over with the report. You know who that was, Mr. Hopkins? Lieutenant Harris, head of the police crime lab. You know what he told me? That your wife died from 2 bullet wounds received from your gun, and that on the gun there were 2 sets of fingerprints, yours and your wife's.
I don't know. Maybe she shot herself.
Really? Which hand does he claim he found the gun in?
He said it was the left hand.
Check your notes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have it. Mr. Martin, what did you see when you entered the bedroom? Mr. Hopkins, Roberta was lying across the bed, face down. I thought she was crying. I went over to the bed. She didn't move. I rolled her over. There was a gun in her left hand.
That's
I
enough.
thought...
That's enough. You see, Mr. Hopkins, her left hand. Your own words, right?
I guess so.
Will you then tell me how it was possible for her to shoot herself in the right side, under the ribs, holding the gun in the left hand, and have the bullets travel upward through the lungs and the heart and stop in the left shoulder?
I don't know. Why should I shoot her?
Mr. Hopkins, when you're arraigned in Superior Court, do you know what you'll be charged with? Murder in the first degree. And you know what your sentence will be when found guilty? Death, Mr. Hopkins.
But you can't.
On the other hand, if you will admit your guilt and throw yourself on the mercy of the court, I will make a recommendation for leniency. At the very worst, your sentence would then be life imprisonment.
But how can I say I did it when I didn't?
By avoiding a long and involved trial, the state will be spared untold expenses. Now, this could all act in your favor.
I don't understand. What do you want me to say?
Just tell us how and why you shot your wife. It's as simple as that. What is it? Well, tell him the district attorney is out of town and I don't want to... What? Whose client?
My client, Mr. Martin. Oh, I'm sorry to break in on your meeting.
Since when is he your client?
Well, Judge Nunley's clerk phoned me to be at the preliminary tomorrow. Now, you know as well as I do that this man can't afford an attorney. And what difference will one day make?
You're a lawyer?
Yes, sir. I'm Bart Matthews.
Well, I haven't got any money. I couldn't pay you.
You don't have to. The city supports the public defender's office.
Public defender? I never heard of that.
Well, your boss had. He's the one who phoned Judge Nunley.
All right, Matthews, if you're through, you can leave. I'd like to get a statement from this man.
Statement? What statement?
He said if I'd tell him I shot Roberta, he'd get me off with life.
All I'm trying to get from him is why he did it.
But I can't do that. I'd be lying.
Martin, when is the DA due back?
He didn't tell me.
Now, this means that you'll handle the case?
That's right.
And this will be your first important case since your appointment, won't it?
What are you driving at?
Oh, nothing. Except that I'll try to make things as easy for you as I possibly can.
Easy.
Yes, so that you can have your statement, Martin. Quote, not guilty, unquote. Come on, Mr. Hopkins.
Now, see here, Matthews.
As his attorney, that's all I want him to say. You know, Hopkins, I don't think I can put up your bail, but I'm quite sure that I can get the chief jailer to hang a do not disturb sign on your cell. All right, let's go.
Now I ask you, how can I see who's coming and going and serve up supper at the same time? This'll look right nice on Angie, don't you think?
Oh, yes, very. Now, Mrs. Bell, what makes you think that Hopkins was home that night?
Roberta told me once, she told me 100 times. Every night, home at 6. You could set a clock by him.
But why would he want to kill her?
Why would any husband want to kill his wife?
Henry, smoke your cigarette. I'll answer the question. I'll tell you why. It was fight, fight, fight every waking hour of the day. Never surprised me none when it happened.
Now, Mr. Hopkins said that he gave her everything that he earned.
Well, she sure never spent her money on clothes. Never saw a woman dressed so poor. Well, I'll get it. It's probably the newspapers again. Henry, get the man a glass of cider. Good and fresh. You'll like it.
Well, would you, Mr. Matthews?
No, thanks. I'll have to be going.
Say, maybe you want to talk to Grandpa before you leave.
Grandpa?
Mrs. Bell's father. He's in the back bedroom, and kind of an invalid.
I think that would be a very good idea.
Forget the cider, Henry.